evening, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Joey Rehl with the WJTS News. Over 40 grams of methamphetamine are off the street after a drug bust in Cannleton over the weekend. Sheriff deputies noticed a truck parked near the southern end of Heffel Park just before 2 a.m. on Sunday. The park had closed for the night at 11 p.m. Sheriff deputies then approached the truck to talk with the man and woman in the vehicle and around the vehicle. Soon after this, deputies were advised that the woman, 41-year-old April Andre of English, was wanted on 2 warrants out of Crawford County. She was taken into custody without further incident. During a search, deputies located over 40 grams of suspected methamphetamine, a hypodermic needle, $2,928 in cash, controlled prescription medication, and drug paraphernalia. Several smaller amounts of methamphetamine were found packaged individually for suspected distribution. Andre was booked into the Perry County Detention Center and charged with dealing and possession of methamphetamine, possession of a hypodermic needle, and possession of a legend drug, all felonies, and 1 misdemeanor count of possession of drug paraphernalia. Her bond was set at $32,205. A fight between 2 elderly men landed one behind bars and the other in the hospital. Jasper police responded to a home on Rumbach Avenue in Jasper on Monday morning. Once on the scene, officers learned of a verbal argument between 2 elderly men that did become physical. After investigating the incident, police determined 63-year-old Donald Zernheld had battered and caused several injuries to an elderly male victim. The victim was transported by EMS to Memorial Hospital for treatment. Zernheld was booked into the DuBois County Security Center for a misdemeanor count of battery with bodily injury. Reports of a verbal argument landed 2 Jasper residents behind bars this week. Police responded to a home on Leopold Street on Monday morning. Although police determined that no physical fight took place, officers report finding methamphetamine at the house. Both residents, 52-year-old Charles Cole and 60-year-old Felicia Cole, were arrested and booked into the DuBois County Security Center for possession of methamphetamine. A routine traffic stop ended with a Velpen woman in handcuffs this week. 43-year-old Bambi Wyatt was pulled over at the 7th and Clay Street intersection in Jasper on Monday evening and showed signs of impairment. Wyatt gave police consent to search the vehicle. Officers report finding methamphetamine, a controlled substance, and Wyatt failed a field sobriety test and refused to complete a chemical test. She was booked into the DuBois County Security Center and charged with possession of methamphetamine, possession of a controlled substance, and OWI refusal. Indiana Attorney General says his lawsuit against a handful of online schools is one of the biggest fraud cases in state history. Attorney General Todd Rokita sued the Indiana Virtual School, Indiana Virtual Pathways Academy, Indiana Virtual Educational Foundation, and several other related schools or companies for over $150 million on Monday. Rokita says the school operates inflated enrollment numbers to scam the state out of nearly $70 million. The lawsuit also claims the schools improperly paid people at the top of the operation through a series of bills that were never detailed or properly submitted. That totaled in almost $85 million. Rokita says the schools tried to pull off a massive pattern of fraud for years. People on unemployment in Indiana can expect to start getting their extra $300 per week by the end of the week. The state's Court of Appeals yesterday ordered Governor Holcomb's office to once again pay the extra federal benefits. The governor ordered the state out of the program last month, but a pair of law firms sued to keep the benefits flowing. Indiana's Department of Workforce Development says it should start processing the payments once again on Friday. Wednesday's DuBois County 4-H fair schedule is chock full of fun for the entire family. Cat judging and beef showmanship both start at 2 o'clock on Wednesday. The beef show begins at 5 p.m. This year's public speaking and demonstration gets underway at 5:30. Leukemia Foundation Education Station by Purdue Extension and the Hunter Education Archery Range all start at 6 p.m. Paws and Pals Demonstration Night and the Senior Gaming Horse Show both start at 6 p.m. ATV, 5X, 5-car, truck, flat, drag racing also have a start time of 6:30 with a $15 admission, and Brant Carmichael will end the day with a performance at 7 p.m. Heads up for drivers in Huntingburg. Starting on Monday, a major intersection will be shut down. Contractors are closing US 231 from State Road 64 to 10th Street in Huntingburg on Monday, July 19th for a drainage improvement project. Workers will be replacing a box culvert, installing new inlets and stormwater pipes to work in conjunction with the existing drainage infrastructure just south of the railroad tracks at this location. Work at the location is expected to take until the end of July to complete, depending on weather conditions. Local traffic will have access up to the point of closure. All through traffic should use the official detour following State Road 64 and State Road 162. NDOT urges drivers to slow down and stay alert near crews. Communities around the state are receiving millions in state funding to strengthen arts and creativity. In total, 390 nonprofits are receiving over $3 million to fund art projects and organizations through the Arts Project and Organization Support Grant programs. Local arts organization support and merit award grant recipients include East and West Crawford Elementary Schools, each awarded a $5,000 grant. In Davies County, Veal Creek Players Incorporated received $3,430. In DuBois County, Actors Community Theater Incorporated received $5,000. City of Jasper Arts Department received $12,388, and Strings Incorporated received $3,585. Orange County Rehab DBA First Chance Center received a grant totaling $3,760. The funding recommendations for these two programs were approved during the Indiana's Arts Commission's quarterly business meeting last month. Applications were reviewed by 167 Hoosiers from around the state with expertise in arts, community development, and finance. Stay tuned. Your weekly forecast and sports are still to come on 18 WJTS News.